Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us at FDS 7. And I'm Jennifer from Filecoin. And in the next 30 minutes, we are very excited to give you a quick introduction into the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. So first of all, I want to say happy birthday to everyone here again. That it's been a very amazing 5 years that we have built together with a lot of exciting achievement. So let's take a quick look at the stats. With everyone's huge effort over here, we were able to build a storage network with over 3 exabytes of raw storage and over 2 points of exabytes of data that's stored across over 1,000 storage provider globally, which is a huge achievement. I feel like that is something that is still very worth celebrating. However, I personally think at 5 years 5 years old birthday 10 point is also a great opportunity for us to spend a moment and reflect. Are we really achieving the goal that we envision we build Filecoin to solve? Are we actually address the problem that we build all the IPFS protocol and the Filecoin decentralized network to make the world a better place? I think a lot of people in the past couple of years have been asking ourselves, and we have been discussing it a lot in the past couple of Filecoin Dev Summit, is what is Filecoin? Can I use it? Can anyone use it? And if I can use it, how can I use it? And how can anyone use it? And I think it hasn't been very easy. And many of us are still here trying really hard at trying to make it work and really trying to answer the question of how can decentralized storage network like Filecoin can power all the storage needs in people's day-to-day application, day-to-day life in the application world. That's what brought us to FDS 5, I believe, where Nicola first pitched the idea of building Filecoin as the ecosystem of blockchain based cloud services. And in FDS 6, we further aligned on what FWS is, which is a programmable marketplace for on-chain cloud services. The pitch was in FDS 4, so almost a year and a half ago. In Toronto, we really went in FDS 6, we really went deep in and trying to answer the question of why does Filecoin need FWS? And there's a couple of things that we're aligned on. First is that we need to involve Filecoin to beyond cold storage, just because there are so many different use cases in the world that have different storage needs. We need to create a very flexible payment system for on-chain economy and unlock a programmable service storage market layer powered by FVM on Filecoin L1 and enable modular and composable cloud infrastructure for applications L2s and different Web3 protocols. And most importantly, we also want to make sure that we unlock the monetization opportunities to power Filecoin ecosystem growth. So that is the alignment we got in the FDS 6, where we're here set to build FWS to transform Filecoin from a protocol for just cloud for POAP resources, provision into a platform for programmable, verifiable, and monetizable cloud services. So 6 months later, we have been building towards that goal, and today we're going to show you all the services, all the building component, the new SP journey, and all the new developer toolings that we have been building together with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud team, just to make Filecoin finally to be ready for Web3 builders' need. And we would love to show you all the previews of Filecoin is actually working, and we would love to introduce you all the new component that's offered by Filecoin Onchain Cloud, and welcome you to start to join us to build the future cloud with us together.
If you came here very confused, what the heck is the Filecoin Onchain Cloud? But you'd been at FDS 4, 5, or 6, and you'd heard us talk about Filecoin Web Services, the Amazon of Web3 that was going to bring all of our cloud services on chain. That is the Filecoin Onchain Cloud, but with a new shiny name and a lot of real shiny contracts and demos actually working under the hood. And so our goal with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud is to deliver cloud services with on-chain guarantees. Ownership, verifiability, and programmability, all operating on chain. It allows you to remix, combine, fork, add new, pay using web wallets, and build on top of this framework the same way that you'd build a dApp on top of DeFi. So let's get started with a little bit more detail on what is the Filecoin Onchain Cloud. So it is a fully decentralized platform for building unstoppable Web3 dApps. You build on top of the Filecoin Onchain Cloud, whether it's your new product, whether it's a app that we've built like Filecoin Pin that lets you pin any IPFS file to be stored and retrieved from Filecoin storage providers. It is running entirely on L1 smart contracts on chain on the FVM. We have a little Synapse SDK on top of it that makes it really simple and easy for developers to store, retrieve, pay, configure their service, and operate with these smart contracts with simple developer lingo. We have a warm storage smart contract service that is running on L1 that offers things like smooth deal making and tracks payments for all of the interfaces with these on-chain other smart contracts for Filecoin Pay, the proof of data possession, warm storage proof, Filecoin Beam retrieval payments, and other things like that. It also connects to services that are being offered by service providers in the Filecoin ecosystem. So storage providers running Curio are offering the proof of data possession, which then enables them to be presented within this warm storage service. So if you onboard as a storage provider, you can start becoming part of the Onchain Cloud and powering user products directly, as long as you meet the quality of service on-chain metrics that are being measured within the warm storage service. And all of these smart contracts are upgradable. You can buy and sell new services. You can fork and add more services. You can build new on-chain proofs that can upgrade existing services. This is built as kind of a platform that we can all keep improving at the speed of contract deployments. We have built one first tool on top of the Filecoin Onchain Cloud for people to start using today. This allows you to pin IPFS files and CIDs to Filecoin storage. There's a demo dApp that looks like this, which allows you to upload files and start fetching and retrieving them from the IPFS gateway from your Filecoin storage provider, and also introspecting into the proofs behind the scenes of what's actually happening on your storage provider and what proofs are they pushing to the Filecoin chain. There's also a CLI command and a GitHub action where you can just hook it up to any GitHub repo and start publishing static websites or putting your kind of like build context in your CI/CD pipeline. All of the content through Filecoin Pin is retrievable using standard IPFS tooling like gateways and Kubo, and it's publishing through IPNI. What is happening under the hood, just to really ground you in what the Onchain Cloud is by seeing it in action. You have a set of kind of user capabilities. You bring in your own wallet as a user with your Filecoin and your USDFC. You pay for these on-chain smart contracts, and this audits your ongoing storage, pays out your storage providers, and this little cycle is managing your on-chain storage and making sure storage providers are meeting your requirements in the SLA contract you set up on chain. You can upload files through that, which hit your smart contract and push your data to Filecoin storage providers. You can explore the proofs on how that data has been proved on chain over time. So you can verify storage directly on chain. And the storage providers are publishing to IPNI, making data accessible to the IPFS network, gateway, Kubo, etc. And you can also retrieve your data directly from a storage provider. So there's a lot of stuff happening all under the hood. It's all working right now on the calibration testnet. And we are going to be bringing that to mainnet later this year. So what's next? What are things that you can start doing with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud? You can build your next coolest project or dApp or on-ramp on top of the Synapse SDK and these on-chain tools. So please add more here. Filecoin Pin is set up as a demo that anyone can fork and start iterating. There can be amazing, beautiful website preservation tools, on-chain autonomous agent tools. We can be, bringing all of our on-ramps to use on-chain paid deals for warm storage. We can also be iterating at this level of the on-chain cloud stack, adding new service types, running new types of on-chain proofs or attestations, so that you can have compute jobs that are operating on and attesting to their each step of their AI training workflow. You can add smart contracts within here that are doing repair and replication. We can add cool systems that will allow alerting when your Filecoin Pay balance is running low for the 10,000 services that you subscribe to, and we can improve at the kind of like warm storage and beyond layers. And then we can also bring more storage providers directly into this ecosystem. We would love to see more people becoming on-chain cloud storage providers. You don't need to be a traditional POREP storage provider in order to participate in this ecosystem. I have one of the tiny Zeta cubes that I just found in the closet, and it has like 100 terabytes of capacity and is huge compared to what I would need to start participating today as a PDP storage provider. You need fast bandwidth, you need to be highly online, and you need to be adaptable. But we'd love to see more people within the Filecoin community jump on this opportunity to participate as a on-chain cloud storage provider and start offering a whole myriad scope of services that clients are directly paying for on-chain.
Hey everyone, Patrick here. My team is Space Meridian. We've built in the past the Filecoin Spark protocol, Filecoin Station, Checker Network, and we're currently completely focused on Filecoin Beam. And I know Molly's already covered quite a lot of the stuff I'm going to talk about here. So I guess I might take this time just to begin by saying like how excited I am about the whole Filecoin Onchain Cloud initiative. I feel like it's a real breath of fresh air in the kind of Filecoin world. It's really given my team loads of motivation and excitement about working on Filecoin, building on Filecoin. We're really excited about what we're doing with Filecoin Beam. I'll go through a few of these services, these early FOC services, and just go maybe a little bit deeper than Molly's gone already. To begin with, there's Filecoin Warm Storage Service. You might see it referred to as FWSS. This is essentially just using PDP storage on Filecoin, and you can pay to store. It's not sealed up as the case with POREP deals. It's just stored unsealed, and storage providers then do proof of data possession proofs on chain to show that they are indeed storing that data. The client who wants to store that data is paying for this storage through Filecoin Pay, and so that's on the storage side. This is also an underpinning that underpinning is the wrong word to use here. But yeah, it's a component under Filecoin pin. So it's kind of like in one of those layers below. So that's on the storage side. On the retrieval side, my team's working on Filecoin Beam. This is the first time that storage providers are actually going to get paid for the egress that they serve directly. It's not some sort of like proxy for payments where you're going to get kind of some other like data cap or some reputation. This is actually, you just get paid for the egress that you serve. And we think this is having this incentives around retrieval. It's been a real kind of pain point for Filecoin historically, and this could really start to move the needle on incentivized data delivery for Filecoin. Filecoin Beam is already on mainnet, so it's ready to go. And we're going to be launching egress-based payments for the November Buenos Aires deadline, and that means that people are really going to get paid exactly for the amount of bytes that they serve from the SPs. And again, for Filecoin Beam, you pay through Filecoin Pay. So that's store and retrieve, and then this third kind of component is Filecoin Pay, where as a client you can pay for services, and as a storage provider or service provider you can earn for providing services. And it's really cool. It's really elegant the way that this has been built by the Philos team and other contributors. You can either just kind of do one-off payments. It supports ERC20 tokens, which USDFC is the token of choice in Filecoin at the moment. You can do sort of one-off payments, but you can also do this kind of like recurring payments based on proofs being met. And then once a payment kind of gets validated on chain, you can see that there's a proof linked to it. And so it's all really nice and verifiable the way that it is put together. And then that's also going to be extensible for other services that want to build with Filecoin Pay in the same way that Filecoin Warm Storage Service and Filecoin Beam have done so. how do you use all of these services? They've all been integrated into the Synapse SDK, which is again being built in a way that it can be extended to other services to kind of build up. Like, I think the model at the moment we're looking at is you can build like a plugin which can go into the Synapse SDK, so that other services can also become part of the Synapse SDK offering. Yeah, so some really cool early building blocks, and I was just super excited to see the launch of Filecoin Pin yesterday, which is then building on top of this at the product level of that overall structure. So it's really cool stuff happening. Please reach out to me if you want to learn more about Filecoin Beam or more generally about some of these early FOC services.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Philby team, focused on developer experience. So if all of that has really excited you guys and you want to start building, here are some really simple ways. The team has been working super hard in the past few months, like really nonstop. And there have been a lot of cool toolings that have come out that you can actually use to build with Filecoin Onchain Cloud today. And more specifically, the Synapse SDK, which will allow you to do storage and retrieval, as well as Filecoin Pin, which will interact with IPFS. So here are some really simple steps to break it down and a very easy cheat sheet that will have everything that I mentioned here that you can dig into. The first would be faucets and explorers, spotlighting those. So these are some basic building blocks for you to get started. We have a faucet which allows you to get USDFC. This is much easier than minting. So if you want a quick start, you can go here and get your USDFC, which will kickstart the process and you will need. And then you can go onto the PDP scan explorer, which is super cool. Everything here on storage that you see with Filecoin Pin and Filecoin Onchain Cloud will go back to a PDP proof. So you can head over to the PDP scan explorer to see where your data sets are being stored and the providers that are available today. And then going on to SDKs and CLIs, two to spotlight over here. The first would be the Filecoin Pin CLI, which is ready to use. Super easy demo. The Philos team has done a great job. If you head over to the Filecoin docs, you can see a section on Filecoin Pin. This is also within the cheat sheet, and there are two really cool demos there that you can check out and try it out yourself with. The second would be the Synapse SDK, so that is ready to go. Mostly changes are in, maybe some changes to come, but more or less it is there, and you can start building with it. We've had teams building with it for the past 6 months, and very excited to share some news about that just at the end of this slide. Thirdly, if you want to check out some demos or you want to fork a dApp for you to try it out yourself, there are two key ones for you to try. The first is the FS Upload dApp that uses Synapse SDK. You can hit into it and create your own drag and drop storage front end and then have it interact with Synapse to store data onto Filecoin. And the second is the Filecoin Pin demo, which you can use to backup your IPFS, backup your website onto IPFS directly with a GitHub action. So you can check that out. And everything I just mentioned, if you're like, I'm not sure where to get started, I want to see core concepts, you can hit into this cheat sheet here that is continuously being updated every day. So you're getting the latest and the greatest. You can hit in there and check it out and get started. And the last thing I want to mention is if you are keen, and this is not on the slide, if you are keen to start building, you want to see what other people have been building, you can always check out our wave hack that is going on right now and in its final wave. But there's about 101 submissions today that have been using Synapse SDK for the past 3 months or so. And you can check out all those projects and kind of get inspiration from there.
Hey everyone, James from Philos here. Please join me in a few minutes where I'll be going through how you can become a Filecoin Onchain Cloud service provider. We're going to go through a bunch of things. We're going to start with how Filecoin is expanding beyond cold storage into Filecoin Onchain Cloud, which is fast, retrievable and verifiable data. We're going to go over what it takes to become a PDP service provider using FWSS with the stack of Lotus, Curio and Yugabyte. We're going to go through hardware requirements, operational requirements, and how you can get started really quickly. We're going to talk about how lightweight the new stack is, no GPUs, really small footprint and minimal overhead. And we're going to have a look at some performance tools that are already available right now, straight out of the gate. We're going to be featuring tools like PDP Scan and the triumphant return of Dealbot, which folks might remember from Space Race in 2000. And we're also going to talk about the launch of the Filecoin Warp Speed program, which is your chance to earn rewards and help building the next phase of the Filecoin network. So as I said, I'm up in a few minutes, around about 12:15 EST. Join me, please, for my session, see how the next generation of Filecoin providers is being built.
As was shared earlier, because the framework of Filecoin is so large, there's lots and lots of smaller targeted markets which you can find PMF. And the benefit of building with the Filecoin Onchain Cloud is you ship faster, and you have something differentiated to tackle your market. As many of you know, as you go into PMF, you have to be different in a niche that people want. We also need to move quickly. And so Molly talked about what this Filecoin properties were. And so here are some examples where I've either talked to a builder actively working on it, or somebody who's in the market and is familiar with the specific pains that I believe Filecoin Onchain Cloud is specifically enabled to let you build faster. So if any of you are interested in learning more about the details of those markets, the problems those customers have, what they're looking for, why Filecoin Onchain Cloud is unique and perhaps only solution they can have to build in that, come and try to find me. I'm going to join the Kumo spaces and would love to jam on people who are interested in this or similar spaces so they can deploy faster and build something, target niches that they are familiar or excited about.